Hello guys and welcome to my chapter review of chapter 259 of Tokyo Revengers. And the title for chapter 259 is called, Like a Something Demoniac. The word demoniac means having the characteristics of a demon, and this refers to Taiju Shiba. On the very first page of this chapter we see a flashback of Mitsuya and Taiju Shiba. They are meeting each other on a dock that is right next to the ocean, and we see their bikes parked side by side. Mitsuya tells Taiju that tomorrow they will be fighting against the Kanto Manji gang, which is led by Mikey. Mitsuya says that it will be a heartbreaking battle, and for that reason they will need Taiju's help. We see that Taiju is just wearing a black t-shirt and he has a blank look on his face. And then Taiju asks Mitsuya what will he get in return for helping them. But Mitsuya responds by telling Taiju that he will get nothing out of it. But then Mitsuya says that Taiju will get to witness a battle between Takemichi and Mikey, and this is what made Taiju decide that he wanted to join the battle. In the next panel, the chapter switches back to the present and we see Taiju who just showed up on the battlefield, and he is laughing in a boisterous fashion. And then Taiju announces that he is the 6th Division Captain of Toman. And he says that he will have front row seats to see Takemichi beat up Mikey. We see the reaction of Mitsuya and Hakai, who both look very surprised. Mitsuya says, "So you actually came?" And Hakai says, "No way, big bro is in the 2nd gen of Toman." We also see the reaction of Chifuyu, Koko, and Inupi, and they all had surprised expressions on their faces. And Chifuyu said, "Are you kidding me? Taiju is actually working under Takemichi." Inupi says, "Seriously?" And Koko says that Taiju is not the type of guy to work under anybody. We also see that Wakasa and Benkei just noticed that Taiju has arrived on the battlefield, and Benkei says, that is the former 10th generation leader of the Black Dragons, Taiju Shiba. We also see the reaction of Mikey, however Mikey did not say anything and he just had a blank expression on his face, and his hair is being blown by the wind. We also see Hanma and Sanzu, and when Hanma realized that Taiju showed up on the battlefield he started laughing, and we also see that Hanma has some scratches on his face, and it looks like he is leaning against something. We see that Sanzu's legs are getting crushed by the front wheel of Taiju's motorcycle, and Sanzu is trying to remove the motorcycle with his left hand. So it looks like Sanzu has regained consciousness, however he is still injured from being hit by the motorcycle. When Takemichi saw Taiju he had tears in his eyes and a surprised look on his face, and Takemichi just said Taiju's name. Takemichi is still on his knees, and Taiju is standing in front of him with his hands in his pockets. And then Taiju started talking to Takemichi. Taiju says, "Captain, we have clashed once before, so let me tell you one thing. There is nobody who can beat Mikey except you." And from this line it is confirmed that Taiju believes in Takemichi, because Taiju would not say this if he did not have faith in Takemichi. In the next page Taiju says that he will open up a path for Takemichi so that he can have a chance to fight Mikey. We see that Takemichi got back on his feet, and he has a determined look on his face. Takemichi says, "Alright, let's go." On the next page we see that Taiju and Takemichi started charging into battle, and they are running side by side. The Kanto Manji gang members became very scared when they saw Taiju and Takemichi. And Taiju tells the delinquents to get out of his way. And on the next page we see that Taiju Shiba was able to defeat 14 Kanto Manji gang members all by himself. And it only took Taiju an instant to send all of them flying. Hakai says that he is very surprised, because Taiju is not the type of person who fights for someone else. And Mitsuya says that Taiju was charmed by Takemichi, because Takemichi was able to save the Shiba siblings. And Mitsuya says that because of this Taiju wanted to return the favor. And Takemichi was extremely impressed with Taiju's strength, and Takemichi said that Taiju is like a bulldozer. We see Taiju punching a delinquent in the face with a left hook, and Taiju has a big grin on his face. Koko says that he hasn't seen Taiju fight in a while, and he sure looks crazy. And Inupi says that Taiju is looking like a demon. Takemichi was watching Taiju fight with his mouth open, and Takemichi said that it sure is reassuring to have Taiju as an ally. After defeating many delinquents by himself, Taiju continued charging forward. And the Kanto Manji gang members became very scared because Taiju was able to defeat almost all of their members in an instant, and he beat them all by himself. In the next page we see that Taiju is holding a delinquent with his right hand, and we also see over 20 delinquents laying on the floor, and they all got knocked out by Taiju's powerful punches. However, suddenly Wakasa and Benkei showed up to stop Taiju. And Benkei just said that Taiju sure is a tough guy. When Taiju saw Wakasa and Benkei, he just stared at them, and we see that he has his opponent's blood on his face. Wakasa and Benkei showed up to confront Taiju, and then they started speaking to him. Wakasa said that Taiju is the one who revived the black dragons. And Benkei said that they will not allow him to reach Mikey. And Taiju says, I see, so it is the first generation members. We see that Takemichi became worried when he saw Wakasa and Benkei, and he said that this is bad because he knows that they are strong. In the next page we see the official title from the editor that confirms Taiju will be fighting Wakasa and Benkei. Taiju says that they are just a bunch of retired old men. And then Taiju asks if they really think they can beat him. And then Benkei calls Taiju a youngster, and Benkei says that his spirit alone won't be enough to bring him to victory. On the last page of this chapter we see that Wakasa and Benkei started charging at Taiju. And then Taiju says, let's do this, you legends. And while he says this, Taiju has a smile on his face, and he has a vein popping out of his forehead. And there is a note from the editor that says, Demon versus Legends. Who will win this battle to the death? So guys, it is confirmed that in the next few chapters we will see Wakasa and Benkei versus Taiju. Anyway guys, I want to talk about what I think will happen in this battle. The last time we saw Coco and Inupi, they were knocked out, however now they are back on their feet. And I think that they will try to help Taiju fight against Wakasa and Benkei, because they used to work under Taiju. And I still think that we will see Sanzu get back up. The last time we saw Sanzu, she had been knocked out by Sanzu, and since then we haven't even seen her once. Almost every single Toman member besides Sanzu has gotten back up. And she will be a lot of help to Toman, because they are still heavily outnumbered. And I think that Sanzu needs to be there when Sanzu reveals the truth about how he got the scars on his face. If Sanzu does get back up, I think that she will fight against Shuji Hanma. And I say this because Hanma is a very powerful fighter, but he has no opponent to fight right now. Because Takemichi is fighting Mikey, and Taiju is fighting Wakasa and Benkei. So Hanma still needs an opponent to fight, and Sanzu would be the perfect match. Anyway guys, that was it for my chapter review of chapter 259 of Tokyo Revengers. Also let me know what you guys think of the chapter in the comments below. And like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and thank you for watching.